I slept in the bathroom the day before the regionals and somehow won it all. This may sound unbelievable, but I assure you it's 100% true. This video is going to be more of a yapping video. A lot of crazy things happened this weekend, and the timeline was just crazy. But if you're here for the giveaway for this Yasopp, here's a timestamp on the video, so you can go there. But do stick around as I tell you the story of how I decided to attend Manchester last minute, slept in the bathroom, misplayed horribly on stream, missed my train home, but redefined the expectations and won the regionals. So here is a blank timeline. We're just gonna fill it up as we go. Originally, I didn't have a ticket. On the first wave when the tickets came out, I woke up about 4 hours after the tickets went live and they were sold out, and I didn't get one until a few days before the regional. So for some context, the regional was August 16th and 17th if you make Top Cup. But it was a really awkward date for me because my birthday, if you guys didn't know, is August 15th. So I was gonna be busy that day, and my girlfriend was coming back from a long holiday on August 18th. So I was gonna go pick her up that day, and the Manchester was just an awkward date for me. But then, they announced that, not announced, it was rumored that the ban list was going to be on August 16th. So I was like, if I go, I'll make a banger video, right? I brought like thumbnails with me at the time, so I was going to record it. That's the whole point, right? I wasn't going to win. I was going to make a video. But they delayed it. Here's the thumbnails on screen somewhere here that I'm never going to get to use. But anyways, on August 10th, I was like, let's go film a video. And so that day I got my accommodation sorted out, figure out a way down. But on August 12th, which is a few days before we were meant to go down, my lift fell through there and back, so it was like I was scrambling, and this was like nighttime as well, so I was just trying to get a ticket. But in the morning, the next day, managed to get a ticket on a bus, which is like a 5.5 hour bus down. Could have gone on the train, but there was like 2 changes on the way there and 1 on the way back, which I just didn't really want to deal with. And with the changes, it came out the journey was actually longer, and but importantly, my way back was the only bus that day on the way back on the 17th was 3 p.m. because the hotel was only booked for the night of the 15th and 16th. And I ended up missing it because of Top Cup. Originally, I was just gonna I thought I was not making day 2 because I was very unpracticed. I've been playing OB12 for ages and ages, testing all the new leaders and all that. But somehow managed a day 2 even then. So anyways, I got down on the 15th, and I was like, it was really early, so it was the last minute ticket and it was the only way there, right? I got there, I was like, oh, let's play a local, let's play a pre-release or something. There was only 1 locals in Manchester, and I turned up and they were like, oh, our pre-release sold out, so you can't join the pre-release. I was like, oh, sick, let's just play a locals, get some practice in. Not played OP11 in a very long time. And they were like, oh, we're not doing the locals either. I was like, why? Because our shop sold, because the pre-release sold out. I was like, aye, sick. So no practice, fantastic. So I was like, you know what, let's just go to the hotel. Maybe I'll like get the sim up on my laptop or something and play some games. Ended up only playing OP12 on the sim, which is having a lot more fun with that format. But on my way to the hotel, I got off at the wrong stop. Like, the transport system in Manchester, bro, it was not it. Like, at the time, I didn't want to get an Uber, because I just not a big fan of Ubers. So the tram system, there was like hardly any way to tell which one was your correct train if you weren't local, because of like the trains didn't come in numbers, they come in final destinations. And like when you look on maps, it doesn't tell you the final destinations, it tells you the name of the train. And it's like, how am I meant to know that? But Anyways, I got off like 2 stops early, like by mistake, and I was like, oh, I looked at how far I was, right? Displacement wise, it wasn't that far, right? But when I started walking, it just got like really long. It was like a 15-minute walk because there was like the streets were just really convoluted. You had to like go on the motorway for some reason, and I didn't want to wait for another train because I didn't know which one to get on. And yeah, so anyways, my 15-minute walk, fantastic. Nighttime, when we finally decided to sleep, the guy I was staying with just fucking, he kept me up. He just kept snoring, man. It was so loud. Do you know what? Let's cue a video here. Let's cue a video. So that snoring was fantastic, and I, the genius that I am, I'm like, there's a fan in the bathroom, and it's kind of like white noise, and like the hotels that have like the cars that you stick in, and then like because all the lights are censored, if you just unplug it, like there's no electricity, but the fan is still on. So I'm like, wait, I might be onto something here. And I was like, I unplugged the car, walked into the bathroom, like, the floor's kind of hard and kind of cold, and the bathroom's kind of small, but I can make do. As long as I can't hear the snoring, it should be okay. So I lie down on this, like, marbled floor, so it was, like, really cold, and, like, obviously I can't, like, sprawl out, so I was, like, sideways in a square room, and my head was, like, under the sink. If that makes sense, there was like a massive gap, so I like stacked 2 pillows there, and I just lie down on the toilet floor. And you know what? It worked. I fell asleep, and it's like, yeah, that video that you just saw there, I had to make it a bit darker and censor it, but it was fantastic, man. It was fantastic. Best piece of content I got out of the weekend. Worst night of sleep of my life. Arthur, if you're watching this, I know I didn't tell you this is going to be a video, but it's in the video. I'm so glad I recorded it. So, like, I ended up sleeping at like 2 a.m., right? And I woke up at 6, which 4 hours of sleep, no practice on a regional. Fantastic. Let's go. Get to the venue. Well, I have a lot to talk about the venue, actually. Tournament organizer, great. Judges, great. Venue, got there. The Wi-Fi was down, so like no one could see their rounds. It was like inside like a giant warehouse with no ventilation and no AC, and like 1,000 sweaty One Piece players plus judges and vendors, and it was just a bad combination. And in the venue, not only was there no Wi-Fi, you could not get signal either. So every round was just everyone running outside to try to get their signal and check pairings. But eventually they sort of sorted it out for day 2 and like the last 2 rounds because there was just less people. So anyways, I sit down round 1 against this guy, lovely folk. I sit down in front of this max rarity green purple Luffy deck. Alright, sick. Pretty easy matchup for me. I think it's a very favorable matchup, but max rarity, kind of scary. Eventually, I just grinded out, found a Mihawk on curve, and that was that. Round 2, I checked my pairing, and the name was Rengoku, right? And I wasn't sure. I've never heard this name before. So it's like, okay, it's someone that likes anime, Demon Slayer and that. Never seen it. But I sit down. He has the 3 brothers, the 3 Admirals champion playmat. I was like, alright, this could be interesting. He flips his leader, Rob Lucci, the gold one from EB. Okay, this matchup's okay. Not the worst. I lose the dice roll. He sent me to go first. On 4, he played a Kuzan, and it was the championship Kuzan. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then he swings a Milsu. Oh, that's another championship Kuzan. Who am I playing against? And then I asked him afterwards. He won the first ever European regional. That our game was really scuffed. I went to my first 2 leader effects. I couldn't find a single high end. So I just played 2 Namis. My second Nami drew me 3 Sanjis, and yeah, he milled 3 10 drops, which helped me a lot. And then I just back-to-back Sanji'd him, I think 4 turns in a row. And when he finally dropped his Tenzan, I had the Red Rock, and the game was over from there. And then played against 3 UPs in a row. Importantly, round 4 was the round I lost, the first UP mirror. And I'm a player that tilts a lot when I lose, because I usually I go back, I think about the game a lot when I lose and how I could have done better. And I was just tilted because it felt like the game was just unwinnable from the start. I did misplay a little bit by not leaving Donald try to fake a Paglo or something, which I could have done better. But realistically, that game wasn't winnable and I was really tilted. But there was a lunch break, which just completely helped me reset my mental, and it was fantastic. And when we got back, complete reset, went undefeated up until round 9. So I won 4 in a row, which fantastic. And during that, I played against the Bonnie, and this is probably my most interesting opponent of the day. He sat down. He was super nice. He was next to me, and then we started playing, and it was like a really long grind game. And he low-key, he kind of plays a little slow, not intentionally, but it was to the point that where I had to tell him to speed up or we were going to go to time, because I think he was still 5 life, and there was 15 minutes left on the clock. I was pseudo-starving him because he drew 3 Tashigis and 2 Hodis. He was on his 8th turn when there was 15 minutes left on the clock, and I was like, this is 100% gonna go to time, and I'm gonna lose on time, right? And I said to him, oh, can we play a bit faster, please? And he kind of got a little tilted, I think. And there was a couple turns at the end where I was completely rushing my turn, and he missing some stuff. And anyways, eventually I won the grind game, and he wasn't the happiest. When the turn I was going for game, and there was time left, he had 1 card in hand, 2 life, and I had 4 swings. So it was math on board no matter what. And I was I didn't want to lose on time, right? So I was like, dude, you need to do something. And I go, when the game ends, I go to fist bump him, and he's just like no, and he just walked up and left, didn't say anything, which was interesting. Round 9 I played against the Buggy, which I feel like that game, it was so winnable. I just played it really badly. He ended up top decking a Buggy in the grind game when he had no cards in hand, and he drew a life, so he could effect out the Buggy and then kill me because I blocked with my Nami blocker, and then I just couldn't kill him on the clapback because he removed my body, which in hindsight should have played the win without blocking with a Nami, but it is what it is. And on to day 2. So after the event, went back to the hotel, and I think 8 o'clock we got the pairing. I was like, oh, I'm playing against Fabi G. It's kind of scary. It's one of the best German players out there. So tell my friend Pam, I was like, yo, what do I do? I'm playing against Fabi, and he says something like this: well, you've been playing against me for a very long time, and you've been beating me half the times, and I think I'm a lot better of a player than he is. So you should do fine. You're lucky you're not playing against me and you're playing against him. And I thought about it. I was like, do you know what? Low key, he is right. And yeah, I sent it. Where did my background go? Hold on. Ignore that ad break. Hope you guys are enjoying the Minecraft background. Where was I? Right. So I sent a tweet out to Ben, the caster, to see if I could get a feature before I scrub out. So I can make a video out of it at least, and then I could go home, drop. And then yeah, he gave me a feature. So day 2, didn't sleep in the toilet this time. I was like, I need to sleep before this guy does, or else I'm not gonna get to sleep again. So as soon as lights out, I just tried my hardest, just knocked out. Didn't hear snoring. which fantastic, right? In the morning, I was fully thought I was gonna be out, so I went to the vendors at the event. The lovely folks at Griffin Games is like, oh, would you take in secret rare Sanjis, Bonclays, and like some other stuff, right? Because they had like a lot of nice yellow altars that I wanted, for NL, this upcoming set, and they were like, yeah, we'll take them, and I was like, sick. I'll bring them to you as soon as I scrub out of the main event. And they're like, okay, yeah, we can maybe hold some of the stuff you need. So anyways, top 32, I get in. The stream actually really helped, and I feel like because I record my games and stuff, I'm less weary of like misplaying on camera. A lot of people get like nervous doing that, but I misplay all the time on camera, so it's fine. On the stream, I had to read. You know what? Let's just play the clip. So this was the moment where I had to read a card on stream, which usually it's not a great sign. That if you don't know what a card does in your opponent's meta deck, I picked. Yeah, look, this card right here. Do you guys know what this card does? Because I certainly didn't. I've never seen it in my life. And it's like, oh, rest your Bonk. I was like, what? I didn't play the game back when that card was being played, and I didn't know people were teching against it since I'm not, too overly practiced, not very prepared for this format. And I got Punk Gibson on the Bonk play, and I was like, oh, am I gonna lose this game from this? Get punished so hard. I thought it was gonna be 2 Gum Gum Giants, to be honest. And yeah, and when I got off feature, I checked my phone, and like everyone I knew was just climbing on me. I was like, how do you not know what Punk Gibson does? Yeah, so I got climbed on. So on to top 16 then. Played against the Blackbeard, super nice. He was a good player, but unfortunately the matchup was just one of the freest matchups in my opinion for the UP deck. This is the one deck I probably have the most games against, just because back in Dublin I really thought everyone was going to be on Blackbeard, because there was a lot of hype around the deck at then, and it's just like, from my testing anyways, I think like the matchup is so free. And then on to top 8, my first serial. At this point, if I lost in top 8, I could still catch my bus. I didn't need to find another way home. And I played top 8 UP Mirror. Honestly, I played against probably one of my favorite players, Dog Wisdom. It's great, amazing player. And I kind of just high rolled him 2 games. Game 1, I kind of just I think I triggered a ramp out of life or something into Sanji. I Sanji'd first. I double Sanji'd first before he played his first one. So game 1 was a bit of a wash. Yeah, I think game 2 was a bit of a wash the other direction where I didn't ramp. And then game 3, I think I triple ramped into Sanji Katakuri. And I was like, yeah, I'm winning that game, and I played 2 Red Rocks compared to usual, which helped me a lot in all these mirrors that I play. And then another lunch break, and I get the pairing that I'm playing against Buggy. During my top 4 match, I played against Buggy, and honestly, Jake was the best opponent I played against. Pleasure to play against him. Had a lot of fun, just chatting the whole way. And yeah, I think what you're seeing on the stream right now, on my screen, is my favorite moment of the weekend, where yeah, it was just no stress playing this game at all, and we were just both having a blast. But anyways, during game 1, my phone was blowing up, just everyone from all the different locals I play at, all the chats were just kind of blowing up, and it was so distracting. I had my phone to the judge, and it was halfway through game 1. I had a peek what the top message was, and it says, "Why the fuck is Robbie starving Buggy?" And I was like, am I playing this wrong? But honestly, that guy was chatting shit. Well, yeah, he got himself into a position of which I could starve him. I'm not very practiced in this matchup, but like not swinging with Bon Clay's game 2. I think that was one of the keys to actually winning that game, because it slowed him down to have to play a gravity blade. Yeah. Yeah, so he plays like this buggy into the Mihawk, which just like nagged him 2 cards. And like at that point, let's just starve, you know, because why not? And I think I had to read another card against him, which was Cross Guild. Did you guys know Cross Guild can search itself? I didn't. I've never seen a buggy player use Cross Guild to search another Cross Guild, which was interesting. You know, I had to just read it. Like even the judges beside me, like the judges had to read it. That's how weird it was. Yeah, and in the finals, you know what? Let's cue the clip. I'm not going to talk over this next clip. I just want you guys to spot the misplay. Let's see if you guys can find it.
Going to go ahead and pass, as will the second turn for Mary there as well. Into turn 2, it's going to be the first swing of the game, starting off early and aggressively, countering away with the Nami. We do have the gear 2 to get that early ramp going on. Mary is going to be able to match the ramp, however, with the Mr. 2 Galdino that is there. Damage taken from Flesh, as opposed to electing to try and counter out of that early 6k swing as Mary did in the early stages. And now over to Ben Gayro, who's going to continue with these little 6k leader pokes. Not too much counter in hand for Mary at the moment, which is going to be countered. There is the God Thread, which is going to go ahead and KO the Mr. 2 and get that Don wrapped up as well. And now just a big swing attempted. Is it going to draw? It will run into the Thunder Bagawa to be able to make the attack safe. Mr. 2 will match the rack, but it means that Ben Gayro will get the first activation of the leader ability in this.
So, did anyone spot the misplay? And there was quite a few. First of all, let me rewind this clip real quick. First of all, the 6A swing I was 100% meant to take, in case it was a ram trigger. And if I didn't take this one, I should take the next one. Was not meant to swing 6 here, because it indicated that I had a Bon Clay in hand rather than a Zoro Zoro. And this turn, look, Fletch plays swing 6. Absolutely meant to take this in case of a ram trigger and we draw a category off the top, and we're just not so low on resources. So that was great. God Threads. So double ramps, like, oh, he's gonna play a 9-drop next turn. I'm fine. 2 Dawn Up. I was not paying attention, man. And I swing 9, plays perfectly into Thunder Bagua, which he triple ramps me. And when that happened, I just looked at the Bagua in my hand and was like, damn. I was like, damn, I played this card. How did I forget this card existed? And yeah, like I could see instead of playing Bon Clay, if I take the life and it was a trigger, could have played a category. You know, but fortunately he kind of bricked. There was a bit of a judge ruling twice in the finals. So what happened? What actually happened in this finals? Let's see if we can find the spot. And by the way, I did not shark any of this. It was the judges beside us. You can see that they were just beside us watching. Oh, I had to give my phone away again because it was just buzzing. I didn't check my phone between the 2 features. But yeah. So here he's on 7 Dawn. So obviously you can't leader effect the next turn. And I'm just like, he has 4 swings. 4 swings here. Yeah, so look, I've got 2 blockers, 2 lives, and he has 4 swings. So it has to be Red Rock Usohachi or like, and pray I break, right? Which I'm like, I know I've won the game. And Fletch goes to leader effect, sees the top 3 cards, and the judge stops him. I was like, oh, you can't lead, right? You just draw, right? And the judges were like talking something. about like rearranging or something, and I was just like, dude, just let him draw. Let's just play. Stop wasting time. And Fletch was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll just not draw. I'll just go for game with my hand, right? And he taps 4 here, which indicated it was going to be a pudding, right? But I think he realized that even if he puddings, I'm like still alive as long as I draw a 1k counter. So immediately untaps and just scoops. So now I kind of have the knowledge that he does play pudding, but you know, didn't like he wasn't gonna, he didn't get game loss or anything. He decided to pick up his cards, you know, and yeah. And the second call was at the very end. Let's see. Yeah. So I red rocked him rather than just, you know, swinging like all into his leader. And again, he has 3 swings. I have 1 blocker, 2 life. He needs to red rock and red rock pudding, and prayer draw all bricks and go 699 to kill me, right? Which is unlikely because I stacked some counter into my life, so I don't lose the red rock pudding. And he restood his dawn, and then go to leader effect, and the judge was like, dude, you can't do that. So you can see here, we were like, oh yeah, oh shit. And I waved my hand. I was like, bro, just let him leader effect. Just let him play. It's the finals. Don't shark him. And the judge was like, no, you can't. And so he just draws. You know, it's exactly red rock pudding. So he needed to find it. And you know, unfortunately, it sucks, right? You play to your outs at these tournaments, and your out was to find both red rock and pudding off the top, which, you know, obviously unlikely, but it kind of sucks that you didn't even get the opportunity to. And yeah, so that's how I ended up winning. And obviously I missed my train home, my way home, so I had to get another ticket. And yeah, extra $80 down the drain on the ticket, but won the event, so can't complain too much. And let's segue to the giveaway. So, as promised, well, some of you might not have known, but I've always said when I win my first hero, I'm going to give away the 64 card. So, going to give this away to one of you guys. So, how do you enter? First of all, I'm going to give this away when I'm going to do like a wheel spin kind of thing. When I hit, let's go 1.6k subs. So, how to enter? You have to be a public subscriber to me so I can see that you're subscribed. Leave a comment on this video, whatever it is. Let's say, tell me your favorite card. Let's do that. Bonus points if you can link me a free guide to how to edit videos. That would be fantastic, because you know, editing's not great, still kind of new. What else? Yeah, that's it. Go follow Michael Anis on Twitter. Not part of it, I can't check that, but you should follow me as well. I'll do a channel post to declare the winner. I'll spin a wheel, and we'll see who the winner is, and then you have to message me within 48 hours, either on Discord, on Twitter, and prove to me that it's you. And then no matter where you are, I will send the Yasopp to you free of charge. Yeah, lastly, I just want to thank for the amazing support from everyone. I don't know how to put the people that get the message to go ding 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 ding, so I'm just gonna do it manually and have all the comments on the screen. So ding 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 ding. Hopefully that works. Yeah, thank you again. Make sure enter the giveaway, and yeah, best of luck. Hope you win. Yeah, you. Talking about you.
This will definitely make one hell of a video if he does manage to win here, as both players are going to take that top card and put it to the bottom